I'm Dan Dyker. Thanks for joining us on the program. I want to thank all those folks that have been liking our Facebook page, Seven Rivers Racing. A lot of people have been adding themselves here as we get ready for Oktoberfest, both at MTS and the Crosse Speedway, and the people that are liking the MTS Race Report radio show I do on WKTY. So I want to appreciate all the new fans jumping on board, liking what they see as we post the videos, as we do the show. We put them on YouTube and follow it up the next week by putting them on Facebook, so we greatly appreciate that. Our La Crosse Speedway recap, we're going to be showing some video clips here this week. We're going to jump right into it. Takes us back to a huge crowd and the eve of destruction from last Saturday night. The Hornets were back out. Remember, their championship we run here in 3 weeks as we get into Oktoberfest race weekend. And the way this one ended up was very interesting, as you had Patrick Tickey, Garrett Tickey, you had Andy Moore, who actually hopped into the moreforlessauto.com number 19 coming out of Toma. And this was an interesting race as the last 2 laps came around. You see Patrick Tickey right there in the 56, still in the championship point hunt as we round down to Oktoberfest race weekend. And he did a nice job of using a couple of cars as pawns to keep Andy Moore at bay, who was right there in the 19, of course, Thunderstock driver, getting used to that action track quarter mile. In the end, it was Patrick Tickey. Also in there was Andy Moore, Chris Berg, Tom Lethe, Joey Johnson running on the top 5. Next time we'll see the Hornets will be Oktoberfest Thursday night, which will be October 8th again in just about 3 weeks. So some of the action we saw on the track, I was not there last year when Benny the Bomb made his appearance known. I got a good little jarring in the infield with Benny the Bomb on Saturday night. Here he is inside of a porta potty, and a very calculated move by the crowd to count down from 10 to 1, and that scared the crap out of me. I tell you what, I was not ready for that at all. Benny the Bomb actually walked out of the porta potty holding the toilet seat, and he was okay. He's in his early 80s, which really surprises me, the explosions and the loudness, and he crawls out of there and the things he can do afterwards, and was very alert and talking to us. Here was the next one. This was kind of interesting. Tell you a little bit of a story after he gets up. Well, we're just going to let the video dictate what he's about to do here. He's inside the car. He blows himself up, and you see the doors fly off. And let's rerun that one again if we can, Jesse. I want you to pay attention to the passenger side door, as when the door blows off, safety crew runs over, and then they drag him out of the front seat in this, I don't know what kind of a bag he was in, looked like a big sack of potatoes. They drug him out, took him a little bit to come to his senses, but he was alive and alert and doing well. Said after that blow up, like you saw right there, that the scariest one he had was earlier this year, where the passenger side door did not blow off. It was only stuck on its hinges, and he was in that burlap sack laying across the front seat where the flames were going on. You could hear things blowing up around him, and it took him a couple minutes to get him out of the car. So luckily that was not the case at the Crosse on Saturday night. And Benny the Bomb getting it done inside of a porta potty and inside of a car. Not getting it done was Ray Rice in a monster truck. He brought the incinerator out. You remember back this spring, Ray Rice ended up braking and flipped that monster truck over onto its lid. Well, he brought it back out, has a new body, said he did some other damage earlier this summer. He's got things welded back, fixed up, learned some things, and he was raring to go. He put on a great show for the La Crosse Speedway fans until right there. That axle completely just broke in half. There were ball bearings all over the place, and I really felt bad for Ray Rice. He was so excited to come back to La Crosse Speedway one more time, and he was raring to go, put a good show on, had some nice wheelies, and then the axle broke right there. So we wish him well, and we hope to see him back at La Crosse again. Jim Burns, as a matter of fact, who was in mechanical mischief, he brought his monster truck back, celebrated his 8th year of not only monster truck driving, but the truck he was in last Saturday night was put together 8 years ago, and his very first show was at the La Crosse Speedway, so it was kind of bittersweet for Jim Burns to come back as well. We had a couple of steel wall crashes. We had one like this, one like this. We had 2 different drivers going at it, and it was a fan vote, as you're going to see right here. First off, down the racetrack, a Hornet converted to street stock, now stuntman driver Taylor Dobbs, as Dobbs took aim at the car. It was a fan vote between he and Dan Astoff, who got the crowd going better. And you see Taylor Dobbs raring on down. He just nails the corner of that car, did what he had to do. Dan Osthoff tried to get a little bit more of the trunk to get the car to flip. When it came down to a fan vote, well, the fans liked what Taylor Dobbs had to do, but both guys did a nice job of destroying some vehicles that the monster trucks took care of later on. Also, going to go to the figure eight race. This was probably the most I want to say hard-hitting trailer eight race that we've seen the entire year. The Jeep was back out with Novak. There was a minivan back out there. You see Tyler Mitchell in the 04 car, Andy Moore the 19 car. And as we show the last two laps right here, all the carnage that was going on, there were front bumpers, back bumpers, there was pieces of windshield, there was all kinds of stuff on the racetrack. And after a couple of late race collisions between a lot of the bigger vehicles compared to, say, Andy Moore and Tyler Mitchell, Mitchell was leading this race until he gets down to turn number 4, we'll call it. He went to the outside. Moore goes to the inside, and Andy Moore steals away the figure eight race last Saturday night. The trailer race of destruction, sure, the last couple of laps right here. After all was said and done, Tyler Mitchell's school bus, which was really cool to get out there, he actually had somebody's trailer axle wrapped around his. He got stuck in turns 1 and 2 with about 3 laps in. Bringing her Enduro car out, which then she raced as a Hornet, then put on the trailer for the trailer race of destruction, made her way through a lot of the carnage. Cheyenne Stanfield came back, and that was her second trailer race track trophy of the year. Next up for the Crosse Speedway, quiet for the next 2 weeks, October 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's the 46th annual Oktoberfest race weekend. You can check it out at oktoberfestraceweekend.com or just check out the La Crosse Speedway as we get ready for 4 big days of racing coming up here in about 3 weeks. So when we come back, talk about some big racing. How about the Sporties and B-Mods at Mississippi Thunder Speedway? That's next on 7 Rivers Racing.
Get ready for the Thunder!
The Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Your Friday night racing destination.
Every Friday night.
Super stocks, modified.
600 mods.
Pure stocks, street stocks, B-mods.
It's racing excitement, dirt track style. Tickets $12 for adults, $10 for seniors. Students free with an ID. And this year, kids 17 and under free with an adult admission. Friday night racing starts at 7.
Bring on the Thunder!
Dirt track style at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Highway 35 just north of Fountain City.
Some of the best moments in life happen at home. American Standard Heating and Air works smarter to make them all more comfortable.
Over $400 in rebates available on select American Standard systems. Call Carey Heating and Air Conditioning today for a free estimate.
Welcome back, 7 Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. Again, those Oktoberfest race dates, the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th of October. Let's get you up to the Mississippi Thunder Speedway. They are now off until their Fall Fest coming up on October 9th and 10th. They had a big money race last weekend. It was a $130,000 weekend for the B-Mod Nationals and for the Sportsman / Pure Stocks. They had their own race. If you won them all, it was like $1,000. Here in segment 2, we're going to take you back to the final laps, a big chunk of that race for the Sportsmen at MTS with their $130,000 race weekend.
To Green Flag Racing with Richards and Newkirk resuming their battle. Becker flying high on the outside, trying to take over third. Newkirk low, Richards high. Nothing doing this time by. Don't look now, here comes Becker. Got a double smoker going on there for 5th place as Brandon Shaner being joined out there in the fray. Cross flags halfway done. Adam Sprecher, the other car smoking out there, pushes high. Andrew Osmond moves up on that position. Up to 6th place now. Further back in the pack, we have the 83 of Malchesky going side by side with the 12 of Jeremy Oakes. And we have Greg Lammers in the 99 He seems to have his handling issues taken care of now. Running straight and true through the corners. Osman looking on the high side, trying to crack the top 5 in the 6 car.
Nice 3-car battle at the front of the field here. George Richards in the 5R, Jason Newkirk in the 32, and Jordan Becker in the 4J giving chase. Quinn Osman and Spanner in the 23 machine. Excuse me, Shaner in the 23 machine. Nice 3-car battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th. Spiker in the 90R trying to close in on him.
Daryl Hazelton looking a lot better than that 14 car. Pulls up into 11th. Heated battle in the back of the pack.
Yeah, his old Monte Carlo just didn't want to run last night. Tonight, he's got it up to speed, keeping it within the top 10 there. Osman now working around the outside of the 11 of Quinn. Tucker Quinn in that yellow machine backslides to 5th. Osman up to 4th.
Looks like trouble for Sutton in the 33 car. Way off the pace.
Sutton, who picked up, I think, 3 feature wins this year with the station wagon. Not finding the speed that he'd hoped for tonight as he goes a lap down with 15 laps down, 3 to go. 2 to go this time at Blind.
Yep, green flag straight up and down, 2 to go this time by. See if Newkirk has anything for Richards. White is in the air one more time around.
George Richards, who was a winner on Thursday night, picking up $200, trying to add 400 more to it tonight. He's half a lap away from another feature win. Newkirk will throw it hard into turn number 3. Can't quite gain any ground on him, and George Richards is a feature winner.
See him pumping his fist as he crosses the finish line. $400, a good take-home pay for the Sportsman division. A lot of smoke coming out of Engler's machine. Newkirk will finish 2nd in 32. Then we have Jordan Becker in the 4J and Andrew Osman in the 6 car. Followed by the 11T of Tucker Quinn. Pulling her up to the victory lane for probably, I think he mentioned Thursday night he had over 120 or 130 wins in this 5R car. Got George Richards in the Richards Repair 5R. We'll send her down to Dan Bailey down at Victory Lane. Give George a minute to get his helmet and belts off. So he can come out and celebrate with us.
So the Jailhouse Saloon MTS Sportsman feature comes to a conclusion for the 3rd time in 3 days. And for the 2nd time in those 3 days, the Richards Mobile is sitting in Victory Lane. Race fans, let's hear it for George Richards. George, you picked up $200 on Thursday. You were close last night. Tonight, though, you're able to jump back to the front of the field and take home $400. Pretty good night for some pure stock and sportsman racing, right?
Oh yeah, track was beautiful. A little more tacky than I like. I usually like the dry tracks over the tacky, but I'll take it. It was smooth, no ruts, not much rubbing, not much banging, not much fixing. I like that.
There are about 3 of you up there battling for the lead. You and Jason Newkirk, who was pretty quick, was able to stay right behind you, and Jordan Becker was up there as well. Some good racing here in the MTS Sportsman division this year.
Yeah, it is. I'd like to come over here and race more. It's just the rules are kind of wacky compared to where I run, so I just stick to my home tracks and come here for fun.
And fun is what he had. He also collected some cash. So race fans, One more time, have a nice round of applause for your MTS.
Again, I want to congratulate all the sportsmen and pure stock drivers that came out and raced at Mississippi Thunder Speedway. They are now off until Fall Fest here in 3 weeks. Coming up next in segment number 3, we're going to show you the $20,000 to win feature race. Not going to give any secrets, but you'll be surprised who the winner is. That's coming up next on 7 Rivers Racing.
Get ready for the Thunder,
The Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
your Friday night racing destination.
Every Friday night.
Super stocks, modifieds,
600 mods.
pure stocks, street stocks, B-mods.
It's racing excitement, dirt track style. Tickets $12 for adults, $10 for seniors. Students free with an ID. And this year, kids 17 and under free with an adult admission. Friday night racing starts at 7.
Bring on the Thunder.
Dirt track style at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway.
Highway 35 just north of Fountain City.
Some of the best moments in life happen at home. American Standard Heating and Air works smarter to make them all more comfortable.
Over $400 in rebates available on select American Standard systems. Call Carey Heating and Air Conditioning today for a free estimate.
Welcome back, 7 Rivers Racing, KQEG TV. We're going to keep the program at the Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Fountain City. Last weekend, the $130,000 race weekend. We're going to show you a nice chunk to the finish of the $20,000 win race that was held last Saturday night. Check this out. A lot of cars, a lot of money, some great action.
Another good jump for Gustin. Let's see if he can hold on for the final 17.
And Tim continue their battle for second. Tim with the number 2 spot. Can't quite stay with Gustin. Closes in on him a bit this time in 3 and 4. Boy, he really threw it into 4.
Jacob Leese now trying to get up there. Challenge Zach Vanderbeek for the 4th spot. He's got Sobransky in tow.
Lease running right through the middle of the track. Not too high, not too low. Just right.
Schlangen now up to 7th in the 27th seed.
Boy, Schlangen is really running well. He's going to pass Krabser, who we thought was so fast earlier in this one. Krabser's car suddenly beginning to fall through the field. Looks mean nothing. Schlangen's 27S just battered and bruised and crumpled and rumpled on the right side, but he has worked his way up to 7th in the running order.
That's 19 passing positions for that car. Chris Jackson in the 65, 3 behind him. He started back in the 20th position.
Jacob Leese up to 4th in the 21 after starting 4th. He slid back several positions and has now reclaimed all the spots that he lost earlier in this main event. 49 laps down that time across the line. Next time on the front straightaway, Ryan Gustin in the field will have just 10 laps to go. Looks like all the battles are for second on back because Gustin is setting a blistering pace that I don't think will allow him to be challenged at all for the remainder of this one. Unless something mechanically were to go wrong with the 19, I think that 20 grand is his to enjoy just 9 laps from now. Nicholson off the pace in turn number 4. The 1M slow. He's going to dive down to the Lightning Speedway, and we stay green.
Got damage in the right front of that 1M.
Gustin again closing in on the tail end of the field. First driver that he will greet will be the 15 Williamson. Oh, Hovey. He almost got into the wall coming out of 2. Back up to speed, but not before losing a lot of ground there. He's got a terrible push that he's struggling with.
yeah, he skates right through two. Right in front of your leader. Heart-stopping moment for Ryan Gustin.
Caution comes out as Hovey is off the pace.
He almost collected the 19J of Ryan Gustin on the backstretch.
That's right.
Bad push through turn two.
The 1R of Radcliffe almost got a piece of him as well, as did Williamson. So Hovey's crew has been working on the car the last couple of times he's been into the pits. I think they're going to call it a night now. That right front either bent or flat again.
6-lap shootout to the finish.
Will it be a shootout or will it be a breeze for Ryan Gustin in the 19? Bob Tim told the drivers during the drivers meeting that there will be an extensive session checking all these cars, or excuse me, the top 5 cars at least. They'll be locked into the shed behind the turn 1 grandstands. There'll be a tech session for all the top 5. He said, bring your war wagons and your tools, because we'll be tearing them down with $20,000 on the line. Right now, you know what? I'm very pleased to see 3 of the local regular competitors at Mississippi Thunder Speedway in the top 5. One of those, an actual regular B-Mod racer. Of the top 5, Eric Cans is the only regular B-Mod racer. I think he's doing the division proud tonight.
Good showing for the local boys. So here we go, 6 left in this one. Slanging up to 6th of the 27C. Oh, we got the caution coming out.
Looks like it was a no start. So they'll regroup them. Try and give it another shot. Chris Jackson in the 65 started back in 20th. He'll restart 10th. So Jackson, one of those cars who's been moving forward. Really amazed by Schlangen in the 27S. From deep in the field, he's up in the top 7. Wow, snail's pace start for Gustin. Not able to jackrabbit away from the competitors this time. Laps in the books, that time across the line. 4 to go for Ryan Gustin. Eric Can still running second.
Slanging up to 6th now.
Three to go. This time at the line, the green flag is up, straight up and down. 2 laps remaining before the $20,000 payday will be awarded. It's all Ryan Gustin. Eric Cans holding on for second.
White flag is in the air, 1 to go.
Jake Tibb running third, Shane Sabrowski fourth, Zach Vanderbeek fifth, Schlangen sixth. Checkered flag is out for Ryan